Rob here, and I want to tell you about an alien invader that even the TSA can't do anything about. That's right. And it has even reached the Argentine ant. It's not all that big as an individual, but they've come together to create these super colonies of ants in the United States and in other parts of the world. So there's actually the super colony that spreads from San Diego to San Francisco. That's how big it is. So how did scientists even know that this was not just a bunch of random ant colonies? Well, even before genetic testing, they knew because when they looked at these ant colonies, they did not fight. At least what looked like ant colonies, they didn't fight. So the typical ant colony is very territorial. It doesn't like other ants, even of the same species, near it. Ants generally fight. When you have two colonies that are right next to each other, they fight. That's what limits the size of the colonies. That's what creates differences between the colonies and so forth. Then when they looked at them genetically, they discovered that they were basically the same ant. So what happened here? Well, these ants actually did come from Argentina, and they came from a very specific place. There's a port in Argentina that shipped things all over the world in the late 1800s. Now, this particular ant is not one that goes very deep in tunnels like other ants. It likes to be in real shallow places, and it's very versatile as to where it will go. Now, I want to show you something about these ants. They really do live almost anywhere, and they look for shallow nests. So check this out. Here's a plant just sitting there, not doing anything fancy, but I'm going to pull this out and check that out. There's a colony of ants. And so in this port, evidently there was one that was nesting in some place where there was a lot of supplies of some kind that were going around the world. And so this was a classic case of how species get spread around the world by man, and they become invasive in other areas where they're not native. So they come to America and they don't have their native diseases, their native predators. They're now free to breed and go, and that's exactly what they did. And so now you have all of this one group of ants, the same genetics, no diversity. In spreading out, they outcompete the native ants. The native ants actually dig deeper tunnels and aerate the soil. Plus, they provide food for the native animals, such as lizards. And these ants don't. These ants are kind of a pest. They get into our houses. You know, a story that really is interesting to me to show you how powerful they are. I came out to a paper wasp nest, and you think of a paper wasp as being pretty tough. Well, these paper wasps are huge compared to these little ants. The ants took over the nest and they went after the pupa, the young. Pretty amazing stuff. I'll admit it, I don't like the Argentine ants. They get into my house and they're hard to get rid of, and they've done some things to our world, like getting rid of the native ants and overrunning other things. But I will give them credit for their adaptability. They are extremely adaptable, obviously, because they've been able to move into places around the world where they were not native and flourish. And it's that adaptability that has allowed them to do that.